Welcome back to the Blended Dad Chronicles. It's Mr. Wise Man Woods, where I showcase the love, life, and laughter of a blended family. Today, we'll be discussing my journey through the blended family, creating the bonds, relationships, building that trust value, if you will, coming into the direction of a new setting of a family with kids. Again, as I already said, if you have not, you've seen the last video. If you have not, please look it up, subscribe, click on, view it. Make a comment, if you will, help me out because it's still a new journey for me. I'm still a fairly new father, although I have been fathering again for 11 years. So, being junior as I am as a father, coming with fatherhood, not too much on the structure or discipline, but coming in at a peaceful situation to be inviting, if you will, because I am coming into their home and into their life. Um, as a new male. So it's different for kids right of all ages when it comes to the blended family setting. You have kids that are older, you have kids that are younger. The kids that are younger, they would take more to you versus the kids that are older, it might be standoffish. Like, wait a minute, who are you? You're not my dad, you're not my father, whatever it may be. Who are you to tell me what I should be doing or what I should do? Thank God I'm not in that direction with any of that. However, coming with little kids, it makes it much more easier, much more soothing. I always said for me, if I have to go in the direction of getting married, just when I have children already, it may be best for me to start the age bracket between 10 and under. Even for me having a child, mine at the time was definitely at that age, right at 10. She's now 11. So again, me being a father for 11 years, it goes in that direction seamlessly, if you will, to work out and kind of navigate with those challenges that may take place early on or might not take place at all, or it may come back in the later end of it. But the kids being so young, it was a thrill. It was a thrill for all three of them. Um, and so when I first came to meet them in the physical time, granted, we talked on the phone a few times. There was FaceTime, face calls as well, too. So they had an idea of what I look like, my voice sound, my demeanor, if you will. But coming into the present time of it, oh, it was quite something. Why, you might ask? They ended up meeting not only me, but my daughter, my parents, my sister, and my niece and nephew. They're all in town for a move that I just made. And the funny thing was, it my significant other, which is now my wife, ended up meeting my parents and my sister, niece, and nephew as well too. So it was actually a great, eventful celebration for everyone to meet. So it actually ended up turning out just great, just fine, as I knew it would be. The kids ended up becoming, a little shy, timid, if you will. That's natural for children coming into something new, not knowing anyone. Even my wife, being a shy person she is, such a sweetheart. My daughter, she's very shy as well too. Luckily, me being from Texas, just the southern roots that we have, my family were very warming, if you will, very inviting as well too. We just like to love on you, put our arms around you. So it went rather well, rather smooth, if you will. And as I was getting ready to walk the children's and my significant other, or now my wife, excuse me, to the vehicle, whatever, the kids would be more comfortable, open up, and kind of be more chatty, if you would have those uh, build rapport. And it's like, oh, you're just such a giant, you're so large. I said, oh yeah. I said, well, Poppy wasn't lying, or Mr. Woods, excuse me, at that time wasn't lying to to my description of who I was, as a large person. And so again, to any child, it's alarming. It can be being someone, but as the time went on, trying to create the bonds and relationships and having a one-on-one conversation, which is very important, and making sure that, hey, you're getting down to the level of that child. I mean, if you have to, get on your knees, sit on the floor and talk and play. Let them come over there and talk about their toys or their books or whatever it may be. Just be an ear to just reciprocate and listen, all right, and give, advice when to. Building those relationships early starts like that for me, and I think for anyone for that matter. But what do you like? What do you don't like? Are you in school? If you are in school, what do you enjoy in school? What do you like to learn? Right? Um, what are you playing with? What is something that is trending right now? As we know, kids all over the place when it comes to toys, items, devices, iPads, iPhones, anything you can think of. Now YouTube as well, and so on and so on. And one thing I think that may have piqued my interest with the son was he loves to learn. He loves to read. He loves to further his education, if you will, to a certain level, a great level, excuse me, and just get it done. Meanwhile, the daughter, she likes to be in kid mode. She likes to play. Loves to play with anything and everything, and most importantly, just like any other child, She loves that daggum device. Can't let it go, right? But in the beginning, again, creating those bonds where we're reading books. My daughter would be there as well too. Before bedtime, we would get on the floor in the living room and we would read books, and I would get into character and showcase. You read the book page and show what they're doing. I said, well, can you tell me what it's showcasing in this page here, and then can you follow what it's saying here in the description? And pretty soon teaching them, okay, let's read together. So we would read the books together, creating that foundation early as well too. And with the little one, advancing her vocabulary, teaching her how to read, along the way. So it will work out well. We would do prayers as well too. We will worship. We will sing. It's time where we would worship in the living room floor, before bedtime. It was great. We would talk about making sure God was centered in our foundation, what would become our marriage again foundation for the children as well too. And so things like that can go a long way with the bonds, and being consistent creating those foundations can go a long way, especially as they get involved with sports and extracurriculums and stuff like that. Gymnastics, soccer, basketball. Going here for basketball for my daughter, then going here for my, stepson for basketball as well too. Then soccer, like back and forth, making it to the games and stuff like that. It was one season where somebody will play in the morning time early, daughter will play at noon. So we're going here to there, there to here, back and forth, and making it work. Because as parents, that's what you do. You make it work for your children, making sure that they have everything they need and it's provided day in and day out. And so, again, being involved, showing up, being an ear, listening, but most importantly, being involved. It's one thing to be there, to be present, but if you're involved, these kids are going to appreciate that. It's the little things that matter. The son constantly tell me, Mr. Woods, Poppy, I love our conversations. We talk about so much great things. I'm always learning something new, and sometimes it may be a little bit too much for me, but it is still good, and still it's still a joy. It's such a joy to able to not only talk for him, but for him to really, really retrieve the information, to receive it, and kind of go back and further his thoughts on more after the week, what he may have learned, to kind of second off of what we had discussed and talked about. And with the little one, it's the simple things of, tucking me in at nighttime, giving me kisses, saying prayers or reading books, and, or taking her to get a donut on almost every other Friday, not every Friday, but every other Friday. I take both of them when I'm taking them to school. We're going to get donuts in the morning time, little things like that. And, really coaching and motivating, like, hey, I know you feel like your brother or your sister, older sister, might be getting praise, but you know, it goes to you as well too. It's like, you know what, Poppy, I'm gonna try out for soccer this year. I'm gonna play. I said, are you sure? You don't like to run. I'm gonna do it. And my God, she has done it. She's doing it, and it's good to see her find her lane as well too, and able to be right in her corner. Really supporting her as well as we do for a brother and her older sister as well. Um, and so the journey of the blended family, just being genuine, being natural, being yourself. If you're a father anyway, these things come natural. Just being a parent, these things come natural into a blended family. Granted, we all come from different walks of life, right? But not being so hard on yourself on, am I doing things the right way? Am I holding myself accountable first and foremost? Am I giving what I need to day in and day out? Am I showcasing the love? Excuse me. Am I putting the effort into it, right? And are these kids getting something? Are they gaining something from this by me being here in their lives? Although it is new. When I first came into play of it, there were some boundaries Mr. Woods had to set. Mr. Wiseman would have to set boundaries and some structure. And the son has said already, like, oh my goodness, mommy, it's one thing, you're a mom because you know what to do, but Papa here, he sees it all. He doesn't miss out on anything. So it's almost like we got to get things done. We can't be sneaky anymore. I remember, oh goodness, in the beginning of it, goodness, I remember getting ready to tuck them in bed because it's bedtime, right? And I feel like it's happening on the same night. And as I said, hey, Livy, okay, make sure you pick up your room, clean your room, and make sure that stuff is picked up and organized before you go to bed. So therefore, you have to do it when you get up in the morning. And I remember one time, that same time, there was a what was it, Oreos or Chips Ahoy cookies. I said, honey, I'm pretty sure this onion is going to church. Oh, no, it's not. These are mine. And so she's hiding cookies in the room. Meanwhile, mom's probably asleep, right? I say, all right, honey, go put these up in the kitchen. I go over to the son's room, brother CJ, and this brother's in bed with a cell phone and a large bag of barbecue potato chips. I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? What is going on in here? This is not a picnic. It's 9 o'clock at night. And I was so shocked. He laughed and I'm laughed. I'm like, I can't believe this is what's going on. Wait a minute, we have to stop this. This is not okay. Because meanwhile, what I'm thinking that they're doing when mom's going to sleep, usually at a certain time, they're going up getting a snack. And they're bringing snacks to their room and putting snacks in their bed. And we know what happens when you eat in the room, especially kids, and cause critters and bugs. And no, I'm not playing that. Not at all. And so, meanwhile, I said, honey, did you know they're putting snacks in their room? No. Got a huge big bag of barbecue potato chips. And she has cookies in her room. So what did he say? He just looked at me and laughed and had to go put up and brush her teeth and wash her hands and everything. But couldn't find out later on that week or that night to the next morning, he did feel some type of way. He did cry because he got caught up or whatever in that direction. And so me being the parent I am, there's any issue or situation or concerns or questions that you may have that you don't understand, we're going to talk about it. And that's why it's important, again, to communicate when creating these bonds relationship with kids. So communicating with both of them, having to sit like, hey, this is why it's not okay to do this. Okay. Let's talk about, when and why and how to. And how to go about things when you do want a snack. If you feel like your tummy is a little hungry, then you go talk to the parent like, hey, can I have a little snack? And if so, then we're gonna go choose a healthier version of snack before bedtime if need to be, right? Versus sneaking it, or maybe when you're being sneaky, you're kind of telling the story, you're kind of fibbing, you're kind of lying all together, and it's not a great thing. And this can be of all ages of children because it comes to my oldest, she does the same thing as well too, or she has, and again, it's having a conversation. It's having a conversation to how to go about it, how to be better, and making sure when you're talking with them, creating communication skills, whatever, they know how to communicate as well too, with a simple just asking versus going behind the back and being sneaky. And so after we had that talk, he said, "You know what, Mr. Woods, I appreciate you. I love you." And it's the things of having, again, those conversations, right? And it's funny to me because I go back to that often or whatever, and it just blew my mind as if they thought this was just going to run. And with me, it's just not going to run this way at all. And so communication, having a nice strong communication and able to talk with the kids, allowing them to talk to you, and again, being that ear goes a long way as well too. And again, the way the mom, may parent may be different from how I may parent, or may be different from how their father may parent. And for mine, the mother of my child, how she may parenting as well. And so, parenting, sorry, excuse me, the parenting traits may look a little different for sure. And it's up to the parents to hopefully be aligned, come together, and discuss how we can be on the same page. Granted, the households may look different, but we do the best that we can, and making sure that structure is there, that discipline, organization is there as well too, and it hopefully should, balance through. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I may be a little tougher. You're always gonna have one parent. Well, let's say parents, right? Mom and dad. Dad either going to either be easygoing or a little tougher, a little stronger. Mom may be like more soft, more gentle, or she could be a little strong and a little tough on you as well too. But usually the man is more okay. This is where it's at. This is what we're doing, right? Mom like it's okay, it's okay. We won't say anything, whatever it may be, and that may work on depending on what it is. But we can't really, really do that, it's too often because that may cause some conflict in between. And so long as we're on the same page, balancing, moving through versus, like this here little Rocky, we should be fine. And as we're growing every day and learning and going through this journey of this blended family, we're finding new ways how to improve as parents, even as husband and wife as well, to day in and day out, to make sure that our kids are getting the best of what they need all around. And that's the whole thing about it right there, making sure the children are getting all of what they need, not what they want, but what they need to make sure they're growing up and becoming the greatest humans they can be as well as they get older. And so, again, there's bonds, relationships, um, parenting plans as well, to communicational tips as well, and making sure that, hey, don't beat yourself up when it's all said and done. Because remember, 24 hours in a day, you have enough time to make it right. You have enough time to address the situation. And if it's too late, then remember, tomorrow's a new day, and it can get better, and it should get better as long as you want to become better. And so, again, be careful what you do, because the kids are always observing you. And that's gonna be what we talk about next in the next video. So again, thank you. This is the Blended Dad Chronicles. I am Wise Man Woods. I like to say OCO, sick with you. And thank you for watching, and hope you receive much needed information from this. God bless you.